Wakey, wakey. Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where we watch SKZ Code and scare all the boys.
Who are we?
Yeah, I'm Phil.
Okay.
I bring this stuff, and then Tom, he listens to it, and then like tells me like how hot the boys are this time.
Oh, and they are hot.
So hot. How you doing, Tom?
I am doing quite well. Just to kind of set the scene for everyone. I mean, some people in chat I think are already aware, but for the listener, earlier today. Now, actually, no. For the past few days, I've been thinking like, God, you know, I would really like to like try my hand at some homemade sangria. You know?
Oh yeah.
So earlier today, I took a little trip over to the liquor store. I got a couple bottles of wine, this big ass bottle of pineapple brandy, and then I went over to the grocery store and I got some oranges and I got some apples and I got a pineapple and I was gonna try to get some cherries, but I couldn't find any, and I also got some orange juice. And then I brought that all home, and I just put it all into a container. Well, I cut up the apples, I cut up the oranges, I cut up the pineapple, and I put them into a pitcher.
Put it all together.
Yeah, and then I poured all that liquid in there. Oh, I also put some brown sugar in there and mixed that shit up. Yeah.
Put that shit up. Check it out for a while.
No, see, Jeanette, the pineapple. No, I was able to make two. When I went down to fill up my glass just now, I finished it, but all the fruit was still there, and I was like, I'm just gonna make it. Like I'm just gonna pour the rest of it in, and I made a whole nother batch. So like the pineapple would have fair. I would have made like an eighth of what I ended up making if I put it.
Now question: Did you put it in the fridge and let it rest for a while before you drank it, or did you just pour and drink right away?
Well, as soon as I made it, I immediately poured myself a glass because I was like, I have to try it. Well, I poured a little bit to test it, and I was like, wow, this is like. I keep using this phrase, but I think it's just like it's the most accurate way to describe it. Where it is dangerously good, and I say that because it's like it is so it's like. It's not too sweet where you're like, I can't drink too much of this, but it's like sweet enough that you enjoy it and you can't taste the fucking alcohol. So you can just drink this endlessly. And that's what I've been doing for the past like five hours.
So if it's legal for you to drink, enjoy this drink of sangria. Yeah. Otherwise, just have some juice. My parents used to make like a virgin sangria for the kids that was just like juice and fruit, and it was good. You know, it was good. But I do remember the other thing I remember from being a child and having parents who were way too into wine, who were very much the hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right.
They would make sangria and they'd put it in the fridge, and then to be like, it has to chill for a couple hours so that like the fruit can absorb it and then also give off their fruit goodness. Yeah. Whatever. So that's why I was curious if you would. I'm sure it's good either way. Yeah. But like sometimes parents are very strict about things.
Yeah. I will say. So Anna's been doing a lot of baking lately. She's been trying to perfect her snickerdoodle recipe, and I
nice.
Oh, she's got it down. Oh my god.
Yeah.
She's fucking
That's
nailed
good.
It. Right. But through this process, right, she has been trying all these different recipes and whatnot, and together we have both learned that if a recipe says like put this in the fridge and let it chill for 3 hours, fucking do it. Do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't skip that step. As much as you don't want to, fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I get it.
But in this case, I would say, nah, you don't need to. I mean, if you want to pour yourself a glass right away, do it. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like throw it in the fridge and let that shit absorb. Because I mean, worst case scenario, right? Like, you're still mixing wine and brandy together. Like it's gonna do what you want it to do. Exactly. The fruit is just a bonus, you know. And and if it doesn't do anything while it's sitting there like marinating, at the end you still get alcohol infused fruit that you can eat. So like, well, you know, either way you're winning.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for clarifying. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So to Stray Kids, we got to watch a couple of episodes of SKZ Code. They were shorter. They were like 20 minutes each.
Yeah, they were surprisingly short. I was like, wait, it's ending already? I feel like we just got
it's not Finding Stray Kids, which is like an hour. Yeah, these were nice. It was a nice little bite-sized piece of delicious boys. Racing. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was like they were doing like a test of courage, a horror themed, Halloween themed episode or episodes. Where they went to a school and had to do various challenges to be able to escape the school. What'd you think of this? Was this good? Did you like it?
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, like, I don't know, because okay, I am not, I do not scare easily. I can be scared, but but I think like, it sounds weird to say, but the only time that I'm scared is when I don't expect it, right? Which I understand is like the whole point of like
is that
being
scared or is that startled?
I guess startled, right? Yeah, startled, right? Yeah, because I mean, the most recent example I can think of, I think I told you this. I don't know if we talked about it on the last episode, but I remember telling somebody that it happened. But what happened was, I got my groceries delivered right to my house,
right.
And when I brought them all in, I put them like I went and brought them into the kitchen, put them on the island, and I was like sorting through them, you know.
Yeah.
And for some reason I thought that some items were missing. Just for the record, they weren't. I just put them off to the side and forgot about them, but I found them later. Anyway, all right. But at the time I was like, oh, I think we're missing a couple of things. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that I picked everything up from outside, but I'll go check. And as I opened the door to check to see if there were bags out there, like that I had forgotten, this woman was like walking up to my door to like, you know, like slip something in. She was from like, the fucking community center, and she was like gonna put a little notice in there like, hey, there's some events happening or whatever.
Sure.
But like, you know, I wasn't expecting like, why, you know, you don't
see a woman walking at you.
Walking up to your fucking, and she was like right there too. So I was like, I don't know. I opened the door. I was like, oh shit. You know, it spooked her too though. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And she was like, no. I just wanted to give you this flyer. And I was like, okay, thanks. But, you know, like, so like that, you know, startled me, I guess. I guess, I don't know. I felt like I was scared, but yeah, it was more like I was just startled because it was like, I didn't expect that to happen, but it happened. But when you're in a situation where like you are expecting to be scared, I find it almost impossible to be scared. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I will never be scared in a haunted house. I'll never be scared if I'm in a scary situation. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm expecting it, you know?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. It's like when watching horror movies, like I don't really count jump scares as being horror. I don't mind a good jump scare in a movie, but like it's always, you know, something pops up and they play a big sting like dun! Like it's always the same. It's not, you know, it's meant to like make you jump, but it's not actually scary.
Right.
There are very few movies I think that actually go for actual horror. I mean, I'll watch anything, right? You know that. You know, I'm almost done watching Dangerous Waters. So yeah, I'll watch anything, but yeah, I will still I'll still judge it worthy or not.
I think what can actually scare me is I think it's a huge difference between, you know, like jump scares and things that horror movies use to like incite fear.
Yeah.
Are usually like pointed moments, you know, like
right.
Like a jump scare or like a phone ringing or something like that. Whereas what I find scary is like if I'm watching a scene like occur, like take place, and I think to myself that could happen. Like this is happening, and like imagine yourself in this person's situation, and you're like, fuck, you know, like that would be awful, or this would be terrifying if I were in that person's shoes across a scene, not a particular moment, across the entire scene. It is terrifying to be in that particular situation. Like if you're being chased, you know, by a very real danger, you know, like that is what is scary, not just that little moment.
How did you feel the Haunting of Hill House, right? Wasn't that show that we had both watched? What do you think about that one? Was that spooky? Did you think it was a good spook?
Yeah, so the Haunting of Hill House,
a good job with
there were like scary moments because like, okay, one in particular is when spoilers if you haven't seen the Haunting of Hill House, is when the girl who is haunted is taking her brother in to rehab, but he's like, let me get one last hit in. And so she like takes him to like this street, and he's like, I need you to go get it for me, you know, and she has to get out of the car and go over and like buy the drugs and then come back. But while she's over there buying the drugs, the brother who's in the car like sees the ghost with like the top hat or whatever. I forget exactly what it is, but he's just like in this moment, and he feels stuck, and he can see this thing that is haunting him, and he can't do anything about it. And it's just there. And it's this kind of just this drawn out moment. It's not like he just flashes there and he's scared for a second. Right. And it goes away. He's sitting there terrified for like ages, you know, what feels like to him is like a long time. That is terrifying. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think there were lots of really like well-earned horror moments in that show. Yeah. So I like when I think about like a good like kind of modern horror movie or a horror show in that case, like it was good. It was really good. I liked it a lot.
I did like also, again, major fucking spoilers for The Haunting of Hill House if you haven't seen it. My favorite part about like the conclusion of that was that none of it was actually bad. Like nothing evil actually occurred. Or I mean, some of it was kind of fucked up, but like for the most part, all of the so-called haunting was just like self-imposed mental issues, you know, which I thought was really interesting and like a good way to kind of like tell that story. Yeah, the you know, you're haunting yourself basically.
Yeah, it's good. It was a good show. But all right, so let's talk about what the boys were doing. So they split up into teams. We had Bangchan and Changbin on a team. We had Ayan with Han, Seungmin and Hyunjin, and we had Felix and Lino. The first team up was Bangchan and Changbin, and what they had to do is they had these like this little like cable, and they had to strap themselves to their wrists and like kind of handcuff themselves together, but like it was pretty long and stretchy. And then they were told they need to go upstairs and they have to go to the science lab, and get a puzzle piece. And so they immediately go up, and like the thing that I think the show does an okay job about, but like when we're watching it, it's like all in like infrared, and so you kind of get used to it. And a couple times they cut back and be like, okay, like this seems silly because they're just getting scared in the dark, but like this is how dark it is. This is what they see. And they cut to like without infrared.
Right.
So I thought that was cool. I'm glad they did that. Bang-chan surprised me with how scared he was.
Yeah.
He was like staying on the stairs. Like Changbin at least got up to the hallway, and then he's like, "Hey, why are you leaving me? Why are you leaving me up here?" And then slowly they made their way. I think some of the best lines from this were Changbin telling him, "Hey, you work out, right? You have muscles. Like, why are you working out if you're so scared?" I'm like, of course. And then when they actually get to the science lab and like Bang-chan's trying to like coach himself, he's like talking to himself. He suddenly says in English, he goes, "We like science. Science is very good."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. The chatters, right? They were like, he's obviously like, he talks when he's nervous. Like he's can't stop
he talks
talking.
and he kept touching his ears. He was like rubbing his ears like the entire time. It was really funny. Like he was being a bit of a baby, which made Changbin have to like step up and like be like the responsible, like brave one, which he wasn't. I mean, not really.
Yeah.
They were both pretty scared. But they made their way through. Eventually they weren't able to find, like they found some coins and they had like a vending machine, or like a gacha machine.
Yeah.
And they had to put coins in and then try and get the key out. And it took so long that there's like a zombie guard in the hallway who like walks in and gave them the key to it so they could just open it and then find the key to open the puzzle piece, to get the puzzle piece. So they got that. They made their way back. They did bring chicken. There was a big plate of fried chicken in there, which Changbin kept eating while they were searching the room. But probably part of the reason why the staff got annoyed. They're like, he's just going to keep eating chicken if we don't give him this key.
Yeah.
But they brought the rest of the chicken back down. And it was really funny. Yeah, I thought they were really good. They brought the chicken to the people who hadn't gone yet, and then they went to a different room to monitor everybody else going through the trials. Mm-hmm. The next team up was Lino and Felix. Yeah, how did that go?
They're all just ridiculous.
Mostly, yeah. They're I loved it because like Lino is like he wasn't afraid of anything. The most scared he was during the entire time was when they dropped these heads down as they were about to go up the stairs.
Little bats.
And Lino screamed.
Were they heads or bats?
They were heads. I thought they were heads.
Well, whatever.
But Felix screamed so loud that it actually made Lino jump, and that was the only time he jumped. Every other time they ran across like a person dressed in a costume, he was like, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, like he just like would say hi to them and move on. Like it was just too funny. Yeah, there were poppers on the ground. This is in every room. And like the little poppers where you throw them at the ground, and they pop. And so if they accidentally stepped on them, they would pop, which was also scaring people. But Felix was so scared, he wasn't even walking or standing. He was like crawling around on the floor. And even in the text on the screen, they said that Felix was in dog mode. They were like, he's in dog mode. And then like Lino was just like, come on, you can do it. Come on. Like literally like leading him along. It was really funny. I don't know. It was very sweet. I loved how like sweet it was. So that was fun and good. I don't remember exactly when this happened, but there was a moment when they were all talking and they were kind of telling horror stories and stuff back in the room. This may have been while Bang-chan and Changbin were still gone, or maybe right after they got back. But Lino said this one phrase, which I wrote down because I was like, I want to make sure I get this. He said, he was talking about ghosts or zombies or whatever, and he goes, "Hey, it's 50-50. They either exist or they don't." And I was immediately like, we can't get better odds than that.
You can't get better odds than that.
You can't get better odds than that. It's 50-50.
I love that. Yeah.
It was so good. Yeah.
I keep finding people that have not heard that yet. And like at
and
work,
you say it.
I said it at work like a couple of days ago, and somebody that I was sure like had heard me say that before was like, "What did you just say?" And I was like, 50-50 odds. Like, you can't get better odds than that. And he's like, you can get. And I'm like, oh, you don't know.
Oh no.
So I had to explain it to him, like why I say that. And he's like, "Oh, I see. Okay."
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But Lino saved the day. I will say, props to Felix for being brave right at the end. Like, they got in the art room. He was immediately said he was like afraid because they had like a Pennywise poster on the wall, and he was like, "Oh, it's the clown, But he got brave right in the last second and stuck his hand in the little box that was filled with slime and the puzzle piece. So he was able to get the puzzle piece and leave. And they made their way out. But he was scared the entire time. It was hysterical, screaming. It was great. I love it. The next group to run was we had Ian and Han, and this one was fun, but for like a different reason. They weren't scared. Like, Ian was more scared, and they both got startled when they stepped on the poppers. But Han and Ian, well, Han specifically was so like confident and not worried about it. Like, there was like this little like doll thing they had that would like slowly crawl across the ground, and Han just picked it up and brought it with him. Like, he just had no fear at all. It was pretty funny. And Ian, I think that he probably was more scared, but he just kind of like the vibe, because of Han being so like chill, like made it easy for him to just be like, "Oh yeah, okay." Right. But however, then they spent like a million hours. They were in the music room, and they had to find a recorder to play the song. They found the clue right away. And then they just opened everything in the room trying to find the recorder, and we're like, we can't find it anywhere.
They also had to that was honestly the most surprising part for me, was not to jump ahead, but like, they had to play the recorder.
But yeah, they had to play a specific song.
They had to play a specific song, which
did not go well. So the zombie guard had to help them find the recorders first off. So they couldn't find it. The zombie guard eventually came in. Then they sit down in their desks and they start trying to play. But the songs that they have, the music notes that they have sharp notes, and neither of them are like, they're both just like, I don't know how to play sharp on a recorder, so I can't do this. And so eventually then the guard comes back, hands them a note, and it says, just play a song you know. Just any song you know. And they played Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff the Magic Dragon,
which is about dragons and nothing else.
Right, which is it's
just like Drive.
Like Drive. Yeah, it's exactly like Drive, where it's it's just about a dragon named Puff. And definitely nothing else. All right, I don't know what's happening here. Is this another awkward silence that Rogue has to call out for later, or what's happening?
What's happening? I tried to kick the cat out.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, I just had the cat was like walking around, and I didn't want him to attack me again. Yeah, so it was funny and fun, but yeah, they got through it pretty easily because Han was just chill. He was just vibing, and
Rogue, I wasn't saying like you did it bad. I was just saying like there was an awkward silence there,
Yeah, so the last group was Seungmin and Hyunjin, and they had to go outside to the dorm. And so the staff kind of leads them to the correct door to go through. They go through it, and then this lady pops out, who's like, in makeup and everything.
Right.
And Hyunjin jumps, but Seungmin goes like ah, like with a big fake ah, and then goes hey 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 hey, which was kind of hilarious. So she takes the flashlight, turns it on, and points it at the door that they need to go in. So then they go in, and they basically sit down at a table, and they have to do the like Dalgona, like the candy thing where you have to like cut the shape out of the candy.
They turn the light on immediately though, right?
Yes.
They walk in and they're like, oh, let's turn the light on.
yeah. Let's turn the light on. Yep. But they get seated.
Do you think they were told like, no, turn it off?
I definitely 100%. Yeah. And I think Seungmin is the kind of guy who will do that just to mess with the staff. Like he's just messing with them. He's like, all right, you know. But it was pretty great. I thought it was funny, and you know, because Seungmin was there and creating that vibe, I don't think we saw like a true, you know, fear from Hyunjin, because Hyunjin's known for being like super dramatic and having these big reactions, and he didn't really have a lot of them during their time, other than he broke his candy and had to sing. But they got through theirs, got their puzzle, and then headed back to the rest of the group. And once they all got back together, they had to solve the puzzle and figured out what the password was, and then they used that to escape the school, and they got out. But then the staff were not done. They said, all right, let's get everyone back in, and we actually left a snack upstairs, and we need Hyunjin to go by himself to go get it. And while he was by himself, oh man, he did not hold it together.
No, he did not. Like, not even like seconds into it, he was like, yeah, I can't do it.
The scream was so loud. No, don't worry, I'm gonna play it. Okay. 100% I'm gonna play it.
Right.
But like the scream was so loud that like it was like startling, and it became like this big meme in Stay. So like that people still use it in TikToks and stuff. They'll put that clip in all over the place. So it's actually really fun and just cool. So that continues. He was freaking out the entire time. He ran back to the room where everybody was a few times and fell over in the art room. Like it was really funny. I thought that his last little segment was totally worth having. And here's the thing. We saw him at his worst, okay? Like falling all over, screaming, running all, you know, being dramatic. Yeah. We saw him at his worst. But why don't we see him at his best? Yeah, that's right. Because we're not just talking about SKZ Code today. We've got a lot of things to watch today.
Okay.
And the next thing we're going to watch, and we're going to watch it while we're recording, is actually a solo Hyunjin project.
Okay.
And it's from Studio Choom, and he's Artist of the Month. And so we're going to watch that. It's you don't need subtitles. So go ahead and open up the watch together if you don't already have it open.
I already have it going.
Okay, I'm gonna hit start on it, and we're just gonna watch it.
AOTM. Damn, he's
AOTM.
Like he's like AOTC.
Ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're doing it. It's happening right now.
What you gonna do? I'm gonna pull up with the crew. When I'm off the juice, I like that.
Damn. Fucking goddamn. All right, Tom. So we just got done watching Motley Crue covered by Stray Kids Hyunjin for Artist of the Month on Studio Choom. How was that? Did you like that?
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Dude, it's so good. And here's the thing is that like I don't know any Post Malone songs. I've never listened to Post Malone, but I've heard this one a lot.
Uh-huh.
like over and over again. And that's true for most of Stay, because this video broke like records at the time of like fastest to millions and stuff like that. Like it got a shitload of views. Yeah. I mean, with good reason. He's an incredible dancer, and it's really great. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I too, like, I haven't really listened to, I mean, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, because I'm not really much of a rap guy. But
you're not a rap guy.
I'm not a rap guy. I don't really listen to. I haven't really heard too much of anything from Post Malone, but I have seen him on a bunch of stuff, especially like H3 shit, you know. So like he seems like a cool guy. But
yeah, he seems fine. Yeah,
one
I don't have a problem with Post Malone.
Yeah, one thing that that I couldn't stop thinking about was in the first half of this video. Hyunjin has like obviously temporary tattoos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, they come up his neck. And he's got some on his hand and his arm.
And you go, how far low do those go?
Well, it got me thinking, I imagine that JYP and like other companies and stuff, they don't, they probably, like we covered in the first episode, right, which is that they have like all these fucking crazy ass rules on what idols can do and whatnot, and like those kind of tattoos seem like they wouldn't be allowed,
right? So Korean rappers absolutely get tattoos.
Okay, right. Sure.
But Korean rappers are not idols.
Right.
So idols do not get tattoos. There may be some idols who cross over at some point and will have actual permanent tattoos, but most of the time, idols and idol companies do not allow them to get tattoos, permanent tattoos.
But you know what? Whatever those, I don't even know what they look like. I just know that they were there. Yeah, right.
There are exceptions.
They fucking work. You know, like if Hyunjin actually had those tattoos, he'd be more attractive than he already is.
I don't know. They work. They really work on him. And here's the thing. This is the thing, and I think it gets missed, right? By a lot of people, because there's a lot going on. But back at the beginning, I'm going to skip back to it so you can see it. At the first time there's like a costume change. Yeah, I think we're right about at it right now. There's this moment where he's wearing a hat and he throws it.
Oh yeah,
right.
That throw is fucking perfect.
It goes fucking perfectly diagonal the whole way out of the shot. It doesn't fall. It goes straight in a line.
Yeah.
And like the lines that he creates while he's dancing are incredible and just perfect through the entire video. But like, how could he also do this? I mean, it's ridiculous.
I think the cover,
boom.
It may be weighted. Like it may have a weight in it.
It went straight out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably weighted, because like covers aren't usually that throwable, you know. So it's probably got a weight in it that like gives it that
little heft, that little bit momentum, of heft. Yeah. Well, I'd like to give him a little momentum after watching this. It was so good. I just like and every moment, like so many people will just pause and get a frame, and then not that one. and then not that one either. There we go. And they'll just
it's bigger than that, Hyunjin. You can
it's so good. Anyway, I love this. I love the performance, and like when I'm watching stuff from Stray Kids and I like choose to like watch through Kingdom and do all that kind of stuff, like I find myself coming back to this performance. It's so good. Yeah. It's really good. Yeah. Now, he's not the only one that got a little spotlight during this time, okay? Because you've been asking, and there have been other songs, right? Like, I just don't always point it out like, oh, this is a song where Changbin kills it. And that's mostly because in every song, Changbin kills it. But Changbin did a solo, like he was featured on a track by himself, not with any other members of Stray Kids.
Okay.
Right, and it's this song called "Mirror Mirror" by F Hero and Millie, and those two are they're Thai rappers. So,
God, chat is going fucking crazy right now.
Yeah. So, did I say I meant Thai? I did not mean Taiwan. Sorry.
Okay.
That's the IPA talking. Not Taiwanese, Thailand.
It's okay.
Yeah, they're Thai. Anyway.
Yo, check this out.
Yeah.
We can edit. All you got to do is say Thai right now.
Okay. They are Thai rappers.
Okay.
And
now you take that clip and you just put it back where you said Taiwanese.
And
we're good to go.
Leave all this
It never happened.
Anyway, so yeah, it's good. Now, I know you're not a rap guy. We've talked about this. You're not a rap guy, but this is a rap song.
Let me interject real quick, actually, because you said that.
Yeah.
So this will either make people happy or make people mad, or make people both mad and happy at the same time.
Okay.
Because of how fucking good cheese is.
Yeah.
I have been reinvigorated into my interest in listening to Stray Kids. And so I've been going hard on my SKZ Picks playlist. I've been listening to so many Stray Kids songs lately, more than just the No Easy songs, right? Like I've been hitting shuffle. I've been going around. I've been like clicking on songs specifically to be like, I want to listen to this one. I want to listen to this one, and so on and so forth. And you know what song has probably gotten the most listens other than cheese lately?
You tell me, I gotta know.
Is NS from IMU.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so good. And it is like 100% a rap song, you know?
It is so good. And also it has IN unhinged moaning in it. So that's, yeah.
NS is fucking great. Oh. In fact, I was listening to NS so much that I was, in my workspace, I have this big ass speaker,
right?
That like it's mine, right? It's not the work center. It's my speaker, that I leave at work, and I let other people use it. But for the most part, like if it's on, I'm the one playing music out of it, which means people are forced to listen to Stray Kids.
Yeah,
and I was playing NS. And my buddy Brian, he's like, yo, this song is fucking good. And I was like, I know, right?
That's awesome. It's okay. So it's really great to hear that. I'm so glad that it is reinvigorated your like urge to want to listen to it. And it's funny because like I think it was literally last night, Jeanette and I were having a conversation, and I was like, you know, it's interesting because when Tom, we're like happy that when you got back, you said like you've been listening to Cheese a lot, and we were like, you know, it seems like because he not just Cheese, but he's been listening to other things. Like that's like you're becoming more of a Stay, not just somebody who's on like the Stay podcast.
Yeah,
like it literally sounds like you're like choosing to listen to them and not just because you have to. And we literally had this conversation about how that's true and that you made the choice. You could have listened to it a few times, but you didn't. You kept listening, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think it's working. I think it's having an effect. Like,
I think the name of the podcast is actually coming through.
Who knew that this would happen after 72 episodes? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's starting to happen.
Look, we can't claim it yet, though. We can't. For the record, I'm not a Stay. All right, because you're not even a fan club member.
I'm
not a fan club member, and here's how I know I'm not a Stay yet. Here's how I know I'm not a Stay yet. Okay, I don't know what was happening. I got a little glimpse from Rogue. So if you're upset with my knowledge of this, be upset with Rogue. Okay, I'm gonna throw her under the bus right now.
Rogue, how dare you?
You know how sometimes I struggle with like identifying the members' faces when they have like a lot of makeup or like Photoshop or whatever it is that, you know, like on their photo cards and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, Rogue clued me into this little thing that was happening. I don't know if it must have been happening in one of the secrets chats.
Yeah.
That there's a game being played where they identify members based on their thighs.
Yeah.
I am nowhere near being able to do that. Therefore, I cannot yet identify as a state.
Okay. I haven't taken the quiz yet, so I can't say for sure what my level is. Maybe we'll do that when we're done recording.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm willing. But for now, let's hear Mirror Mirror by F Hero and Millie featuring Changbin of Stray Kids. Let's do it.
존재 자체가 무전성 완성으로 마무리하는 별거린 토너먼트 나한테 서바이벌 살아남기 모래 전부 살려보내지 않기
Fuck. So that's it. What'd you think?
That was fucking good.
It was so sick, dude. Changbin's part in this is so good.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's so good. It's iconic. It's really good. I feel like I'm like, no shade. I was a little iffy the first time I heard it and heard F Hero. Because I'm like, wow, like that is low and gravelly.
Yeah.
Like,
but
wow.
I like
but
it.
The more I listened to the song, because of course I had to listen to Changbin's part over and over and over.
Right.
I thought I really started to enjoy it and because it's like, there's this like, the difference between Millie's voice being this like high pitch, fast rap, and then him like being slow and low. It works really well together.
Yeah. For sure.
I remember the lore I remember from this was that there was like a COVID outbreak in Korea, and so they weren't allowed to travel, and so that's why he's not like next to them in the MV, but he's like in his own room.
Yeah.
And so that's why they did that. But it was good. It works. So yeah. And of course, yes, I love Maybe Beauty. Yeah. So good. So good. I'll also point out that if you pay attention to Millie when she's standing, she moves the upper half of her body, but not the lower half of her body. She doesn't move around a lot. And I'm like, that makes sense because those shoes were ridiculous. So
okay. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to that.
No, yeah, well, it's true. She
honestly, I was more. I was looking at. I don't. How do you say?
Yeah, where were you looking?
Is it F Hero?
F Hero?
Yeah, yeah. I was looking at like all his outfit and like what he was doing because he's very much like. I don't know if it's like typical of him in music videos, but in this video it seemed like he was very kingly, like monarch like throughout the video. So I was like watching his movements and stuff, and like his beard,
Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah.
What
he started from the bottom. And his whole
what ethnicity is he? Is he also Thai?
Yeah, they're both Thai.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yep.
Why is Changbin featured on it?
Because he's an excellent rapper.
Well, of course, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting crossover, is what I mean. Like,
I think. Okay, right. So like we talked about Hallyu and how like in Korea, like there were different phases of opening up the world to Korean culture.
Right.
This is like going back to like episode 1, right? And there was a point at which they had started to develop the like K-pop and the K-dramas and movies and stuff like to be able to export culture, and it got popular in Asian countries, which of course Thailand is, and so and also China. Like there's some boy groups that have Chinese members to like appeal to people in China and Japan and stuff. So like they were originally before Hallyu broke into the West with Gangnam Style and then BTS blowing up the charts. It was focused more on, there were still world tours in other places, but there was a big focus on different countries within like Southeast Asia.
Right,
so
right,
like
I gotcha.
So I think there's probably a lot of exposure for K-pop artists in Thailand. I would expect it. And if you are up and coming or an already popular like F Hero Millie artist, and you want to work with somebody who's like at the top of their game, you might look at somebody who's out of the country for those reasons. And it appears that they did, and it's it's good. It's real good. So look at those heels. You see the screenshot?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. They killed it. Everybody. I thought it was great. Yeah. So
are they a group? Is it like F Hero and Millie are
F Hero and Millie are just separate artists. So yeah.
So this was a 3-way collaboration.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. And then also there's an extra producer, Nino, produced by Nino. So it's like Okay. So it was cool. I mean, it was cool that they did that. So I thought it was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good. So the next thing we're going to listen to, Seungmin also got a solo feature. How about that?
All right.
What do you think about that? His is for a K-drama. It's the theme song, OST, as it's known, called Here Always, for Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha.
Okay.
Now, many of our Stray Boos have watched this show. They say that when the song comes on, it makes them cry. So let's check it out. Let's hear it. I know it's not going to be a rap song, but don't worry, because when we're done with that, you get to see my favorite Stray Kids song, my number 1.
Oh,
yeah. So that's where we are.
Okay.
All right. But first, Seungmin, kill it.
I'm still here, always 멈춰선 모든 순간에 널 그리워하며 by your side.
All right. That is Here Always by Seungmin. What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean the voice is beautiful, the lyrics are beautiful, everything's beautiful. Mm-hmm. It got me thinking. Now, I have to preface this by saying that I am in no way saying that any other member of Stray Kids is any less talented, but I think this song is a perfect example of the fact that if there were someone like Voldemort who thought that they might have a solo career, it's definitely Seungmin.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because like really, he tones down his voice to match like the tone of Stray Kids and to fit into our sound, their sound, you know?
Yeah.
And he does get lots of opportunities. I feel like I feel like Bang Chan makes sure that he has like opportunities to really use his voice, but I think that there's, it's not necessarily the way that maybe when he was becoming a singer that he would have chosen, like something like this, like a nice slow love song. My God, yeah, he is talented. I think you're right. I think that like if and when they have to go on hiatus because some members have to go join the military, Seungmin's gonna be out here just living his best life as a solo artist, and he's gonna be so good. So yeah, and like we saw it at Kingdom, and we've seen him. He's carried so much. It's just beautiful, and yeah, I'm just so happy. Great song. All right, so. Are you prepared?
I'm not. I'm okay. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not. I need to. I gotta take a break for a second.
All right. Sure.
I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
A few moments later.
All right. Tom, we're gonna hear my favorite Stray Kids song. It is Stray Kids had a Japanese comeback.
Okay.
And the title.
Wait. Hold on.
Yes.
We got to restart this. First, you need to ask me if I'm ready to listen to the thing that you want me to listen to.
Tom, are you ready to listen to my number one Stray Kids song ranked in last January?
You're goddamn right I am.
Fuck yeah. Well, this is a Japanese comeback.
Okay.
Which of course I just, for whatever reason, maybe because Japan, I love all their Japanese comebacks. Call is okay. It's the B-side. It's two songs. It's a single. So we got Scars is the title track, and then Call is the B-side. We're gonna listen to both of them. But Scars is my number one favorite Stray Kids song, and it's I'm interested to see how you feel about it. So we're gonna watch the music video, and then they also performed it on the first take. So we're gonna watch that, but we'll watch Call between, and let's check it out. Let's do it.
All
let's
right.
do it. I'm fucking ready. All right, let's go.
Okay.
So there it is, Tom, my favorite Stray Kids song. What do you think? What do you think of my favorite song, Tom?
I feel like you want me to answer in a particular way.
No, I don't. It's fine. You can answer however you want. I'm just going to determine the way this podcast goes for the rest of eternity. Yeah, go ahead. Answer
my answer will determine how long our friendship lasts.
No, it's fine. Just, give me the honest truth. Tell me how good it is.
So,
yep. Mm-hmm.
It won't be my favorite song.
Well, that's fine.
But
it will be mine.
It's a great song. Yeah, but like absolutely, it's going on my SKZ Picks playlist.
Yeah, it slaps. It's a bop. It's so good. It just has everything. It has everything.
Right. You just described it perfectly. I like bangers. This is a bop.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But I think it is. I don't know. I look. I don't know the definition of either of those words. We've said it a lot, and I'm like, I can't.
Okay. Here's okay. If I had to like simplify the difference.
Okay. Yep.
A banger is something. Now, this isn't always true, right? Necessarily, but but just to kind of like I don't know, like make it an analogy, right?
Sure.
A banger is something you bang your head to. A bop is something you nod your head to. Both are like mean that you are enjoying the song, but a banger is just like. It's more. It's got more fucking oomph, you know?
Which one applies when I'm like throwing my arms in the air and mouthing along to the lyrics, and which one is that? What's that? Is that a banger or a bop? Because I'm definitely doing that during this. It's so good. I'm just saying.
Hey, look. All music is subjective. So if this is your banger, by all means, bang along. You know.
I will. Okay. All right. Let's talk about specific things. Okay. So, in this, we hear the beginning of it, the very beginning of it, which startled me. I don't know if you remember, but when we listened to Changbin's cipher, me and chat were like, wait, what? What's happening? And that's because the first verse in his cipher is also the first little part in Scars. And so we were all like, wait, what is going on here? So that was interesting. And it was cool to hear it in a song and not just in Cypher. So that was neat. But yeah, I didn't know, I hadn't listened to Cypher, I think, before. And then, so when we listened to it a few weeks back, I was just like, wait, what's happening? What's happening? Because it's my favorite song. Yeah, but it's great. Standout parts, like what did you like about even the music video or the song? Like, what were your standout parts? Give me with something.
Okay, it is only because this is your favorite song that you're expecting so much of me, and I'm not able to deliver it this time. Okay, I'm gonna need to give it some time. I'm sorry, but look, I have to listen to it and watch it a few more times.
Let me go. There it is.
Show me yours.
Let me show you.
Show me yours, and I'll show you mine.
Let me show you this dance again by Seungmin and show you how perfect he is.
Okay.
Look how perfect. This
hold on. Pause for a second. Pause for a second. For a second. Look, you and chat need to fucking understand something. All right, so listen the fuck up. All right.
Okay, I'm listening.
I've been over this multiple times. The reaction that all of you want me to have, I'm not gonna fucking have. All right. Like this whole like. Oh, just getting so fucking hype and shit, and just like being like, oh, this fucking scene in particular, that's never me. That is never me. No. Never. Don't. That is not who I am. I am never that way. Okay.
Someday you will be caught up to the current comeback, and you will hear the comeback episode that Jeanette and I recorded, and hear us freaking out to our first listen to that album, and you're gonna be like, oh, okay,
yeah.
But no, I'm just pointing out the good parts I like. So.
Only when I have like I don't know. Okay, here's what it takes for me, because now maybe this might trigger some people, but I believe I very much believe that I have undiagnosed and therefore untreated ADHD. And what I require
you and everyone else on TikTok.
Huh?
I said you and everyone else on TikTok.
Right.
I mean, I say that because, of course,
because my For You page is littered.
My For You page.
When my For You page that I have been trying to carefully curate to thirst is not littered with titties and ass, is like, oh, you have ADHD, what I need is my brain to be like, oh, it's time to hyperfixate on something, like I have been with like Skyrim, I was underway and I fucking hyperfixated on this book series that I was reading, and this book series got me thinking like, oh, maybe I want to fucking play Skyrim. And so that I got back, and immediately I was like, all right, I'm fucking downloading mods, I'm getting Skyrim primed, I'm ready to go. And then you were like, hey, the pre-patch is coming. And I was like, shit. And all of the hyperfixation that I had on Skyrim, it's still present, but like it has been severely diminished because I'm like, fuck, the pre-patch is out.
I'm so upset too because the pre-patch, I was like, the pre-patch is out. This is gonna be awesome. I literally brought Logan into the office so that we could make the one of the new dragon people. And then it's not out. It's not out yet.
No.
What the?
Only the talent trees are out.
Only the talent trees are out.
Oh, but also all the raids are faded. So like we could be doing that right now to get like the mount and the achievement and the title if we wanted that, which I kind of want the title. It's faded. Like it's fucking cool. But anyway,
I don't have any gear, but go on.
I digress. The point is that in order for me to feel the way that you people feel about these things as they occur is I require that hyperfixation, which I do not have unless it like really captures me. Yeah, you people, Tara. All right, don't you people me. All right, this isn't Tropic Thunder. All right, this is make a stay out of you, and I'm not yet a stay. All right, and I won't be a stay until for some reason my brain fucking turns on that part of it that's like let's hyperfixate on Stray Kids and think nothing of anything else until we know everything and have like gleaned every possible thing that could possibly be gleaned from every Stray Kids video, and so when you're like, what was your favorite part? I'm like, I just kind of liked the whole thing, but you want me to like pick out a particular thing that I'm like, oh, I really liked that thing,
No,
and I just can't do that. I'm sorry. Okay.
You're misunderstanding completely. I'm sure there are people who feel that way, but I'm just like, I'm about to word vomit all the parts I love, so I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk first. That's it.
All right.
That's all. All right. Okay. All right. There are ghosts all over this music video. Did you see them? They're everywhere. Watch this. Look, you see them? They flew away. He turns on the lights. They fly away. And then there's a part where they're walking by the glass. Right here, there's ghosts all over the glass.
I thought you said goats at first. I was like, what?
No,
why?
Ghosts. Yeah, like phasmophobia.
I know my goats. All right, I grew up on a goat farm, so
I know. Yeah, there were not goats, just ghosts. Okay, the dance break at the end is fucking so fire. And we got 3 Racha in the front.
Goat / donkey. Just to make that clear.
We're gonna watch Scars the First Take, and I think that I've probably listened to the first take version of Scars more than the album version, if I'm honest. I listen to it all the time, or I did after it first came out. Now, like, there's so much other content, it's still in the mix, but it's really good. Doop doop doop. Anyway, it's really good. So I love it. It's great. It's Scars. Let's listen to Call. We'll get it out of the way. It's okay.
Yeah.
I want to know how you feel about it. Call. I constantly forget it exists. I think it's just overshadowed by Scars. So sorry, anyone whose number one song is Call, but yeah, we'll listen to it.
Still calling for you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Still calling for you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Still calling for you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Still calling for you.
All right, what'd you think of Call?
Not to be influenced too much by chat, but Cassie fucking nailed it, right? Like, this song just kind of like starts and then ends. Like, there's not really any sort of I don't know, variance, like I
miss the rising action.
I thought that you started the song like halfway through, to be honest. Like when it began, because it just kind of like starts, and then there's not like nothing really happened. I mean, it's not a bad song. I think they abused auto-tune in this song. If I had to pick one thing that I don't like about it, I don't think it's a terrible song, but I think like they don't use autotune. You guys don't need autotune. You guys have beautiful voices. Just fucking let them be heard,
I I don't mind them using autotune when Stray Kids uses autotune, because they like to use it as like a stylistic choice, right? Like when Bangchan was doing his when he was singing the chorus, like it hardly influences his voice. Like one word out of like 5 is actually, you hear like a little bit of tuning on it. And so like it's weird. It's just weird. I don't know. The whole song is just, you're right. Like it's almost like K-pop elevator music. It's fine.
Yeah.
It just I feel like
a good description, actually. Yeah.
I think we're spoiled. We're spoiled by Chan and his ability to construct complex music. That like this is just one beat on loop, basically.
I'm almost scared to say it, because like I don't want to, like, okay, like look, you know, Christopher, if you're listening, like no offense, because you've obviously constructed so many other songs that I've loved and whatnot, but this song just like, it feels like someone else wrote it. It feels like someone else constructed this song. Yeah, it feels like this wasn't yours, you know. So yeah, don't do it again.
Well, hopefully we don't have to worry about that. I think it's fine. You know, it's a fine song. It's just one that like I don't seek it out. It's still on the playlist, but it's fine. I'll let it play, but it's just I don't know, not my favorite. But what is my favorite is Scars, and we're now going to watch the first take version of it. So we get to hear the live vocals, and I can't wait, because like, you know, we keep talking about how well everybody is doing vocally, especially we focus a lot on Seungmin, but I love Lino's voice, and he's already good in mixtape the first take, right? It's already incredible, but I fucking love him in Scars, so I can't wait for that. And just the whole performance that they do in this is great. So let's just enjoy this. This is our last hurrah before we end our episode.
Okay,
so let's
just real quick though, let me just just in case you know we do have a lurker or someone that may or may not visit this podcast at some point in the future if they're not already here. I just want to point out that if your name happens to be Bangchan, if your name happens to be Christopher, and you're listening to this, and you're like, well, you know, you're not even my number one, or I'm not even your number one bias, so like, what do I give a fuck about what you have to say about you know my music or not?
Right. Okay.
You are like, you have to know, right? You are actually everyone's number one bias. They just can't admit it, because like you're just too fucking good. Like you're just too good to hold that spot in everyone's. But we have to spread the love, you know. Yeah, okay, fair. Don't mind chat right now. If you're looking at chat right now, don't worry about them. They're wrong, right? Everyone would put you at number one, but that's not fair, right? You know. That's like if I don't want to use that example. Never mind. Anyway, what I'm saying is though that, you know, you are really number one. But to be fair to the other members that don't have, you know, the I don't know, the fucking, like, you know, they didn't roll 1,000 on luck when they spawned into the world, right? So we have to give them something, and that's why Changbin is my number one.
Okay,
you're number two only because I have to be fair to Changbin.
Yeah, I'll say this about Call, right? Like, even if, and I'm not saying it is, but even if like Call was my like least favorite Stray Kids song, that still makes it a good song. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, even if it was at the bottom of my list of Stray Kids songs, it's not. But even if it was, it's like better than most other songs, so it's fine. Like, you know, it's fine.
Changbin, if you're listening, everything that I just said is bullshit. All right, you're my number one for sure.
Okay, all right. Let's watch the first take of Scars. It's so good. This does have subtitles, so enjoy that. You actually get to see the lyrics. All right, that's it. That is the end of the one take. What'd you think? That was good, right? I mean,
is that the end? Is that everything we're gonna watch tonight?
That's everything we're watching tonight. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
All right, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this session on a groundbreaking note. I feel like, and that is that everything that we watched tonight is inching me closer and closer to something that I feel like maybe not everybody, but I know maybe Jesse in particular has been wanting me to get closer to. I think other people might want me to get there as well, and that is that, like, I feel like I ought to be OT8, you know, like it's tough, right? Like, fuck.
It is. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. It's really hard. Woo. Yeah. OT8 all day, all night.
But I'm not there yet. I'm just saying, okay. Like,
right. I know.
Everything I'm saying, I'm like, God damn, like everyone's kind of, you know, showing their fucking their I don't know,
skills.
Yeah, their skills. They're just, you know, their fucking. There's a word for it that I don't know. I don't think there is a word for it. It's just that, they're fucking the thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, but
yeah, they're incredible. Yeah. Star power. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
No, I'm not dumping Benny.
He's not dumping Benny. No, it's fine. No. He's just saying that, like, the respect he has for all the other members keeps growing as well.
Exactly.
And so, like, we had a conversation a while ago where Seungmin started to move up his, like, chart, and we were talking about, like, how, like, but, like, really, like, they're actually, like, you have your number one and everyone else is number two, right? Like, that's what we were talking about, right? Like, but that's, like, really what starts to happen,
right?
Is that, like, all of the members keep growing in their abilities.
Yeah, because, I mean, I feel like the last time that I said anything about where people were, I said IN was number 8, right? Like,
right.
IN's at the bottom, but I just watched this and I'm like, fuck, IN's fucking good, you know? Like, IN is fucking killing it. And
he really is. Yeah.
And it's surprising to me, but honestly, it's not surprising. Like, I knew it all along. I just had to see it, you know? And and now I'm like, fuck, like, I don't know.
That's why the first take rules.
I don't like I feel like it's impossible. It's impossible to have a 1 through 8 ranking. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard. Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love to hear it. I can't wait to see more. I will tell you. Let's talk about next episode, right? Because we're done here. Next episode, we are opening an album.
Oh shit! Do I have this album?
You do.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yes. It's an album that you know exists.
Right.
I know. It was so fast.
No. Okay. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Earlier today, I was on Spotify and I was like, oh, right, because I wanted to, because of my newfound interest in NS, I was like,
right,
shit, what else have I been neglecting on IMU? So I clicked on the album,
right,
and Spotify
showed you other things.
Spotify doesn't know that I'm not allowed to see certain things, and so it showed me certain things, and so. I know some things that I shouldn't know, but don't worry. Okay, chat, chill the fuck out. All right, it's not a big deal. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay,
it's fine.
just because I know some names doesn't mean anything. All right.
Yeah, it's
relax,
fine. And especially
relax.
Okay, last year we talked about the next album that we're opening.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
right?
We talked about the fact that it exists because it's a Christmas album.
Okay.
So Merry Christmas to the ground.
It is to the ground. It's coming up. It's coming up.
It's coming. Man. There are already stores that have Christmas trees. So
I have what I think is a funny little story. That happened today. So today, a few people might know because I said in chat earlier that I got off work early today, and that's because we had this certification event, and it could have taken 2 weeks, but we managed to knock it out in 4 days. So it's really good. Like it's fucking incredible that we were able to do this, right? Which means that we have like next week we can do a lot more than we were expecting to be able to do. But today we had an all hands call, and which means like we all, like the entire crew gathers up and the CO talks to us and whatnot.
Sure.
And one thing that she said was that, typically around the holiday, around the Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's period, they try to get us a window of time that we are guaranteed to be able to take some time off.
Sure.
Not everyone is going to get Christmas off, and not everyone is going to get New Year's off, but they try to split it up so that people can take leave. And just with everything that's been happening because of how fucking busy we are and all that, she was like, I strongly encourage that you take leave during, actually, no, scratch that. You will take leave. That's an order. I order everyone to take leave during Christmas or New Year's. And I was just like, fuck yeah. We're definitely getting time off. Just cause I don't know, she's just pumped about us getting this.
Yeah,
everything
that's
done,
awesome.
So.
Well, great.
Yeah.
Christmas time is here. It's here early. We're still in October, but
I don't think I'm gonna get Christmas off, but I'll get New Year's off. So
I just want you to have off in March.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, actually, no. I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming along this Stray Kids journey. If you want to follow us, go to makeastay.com. You can see all our links there, including a link to the Discord. You just have to click on the fact that you want to join the K-pop madness and introduce yourself, and you'll be able to come along to these recordings too. So come on in. So
one thing that I want to do is I want to make. Does anyone know anything about like web design? Because that's something that I'm interested in, but I've never actually given any fucking effort into learning. But I want to make it more than just a redirect to the link tree. I want to make the website
actually like more legit.
Like here's some thoughts that I want. I know about Squarespace, but I don't know if it's going to do what I want. I don't know if it's going to be able to do everything. What I want to do is I want, like, on the homepage, I want it to have our links, right? But kind of like on a quick links like section. But I also want it to show us like current information, including like our rankings. Like I want the website to show like Phil and Tom's top 5 songs at the moment. Or like favorite album, or our current bias listing and shit like that. I want all of that visible on the website. So like if people are wondering like, oh, what's happening in current day, Tom's mind or Phil's mind or whatever, even Jeanette's and Anna's, like, or maybe even we can have like if it gets advanced enough, we can have an actual fucking Stray Boo section where Stray Boos can put in their own inputs. You can make an account and you can set your own fucking bias list and
now
song list and shit like that.
Complicated. Yeah.
Like, that's what I want the website to be. I don't want it to be just this fucking Linktree redirect. I want it to be an actual fucking... I want it to be
There's nothing wrong with a Linktree redirect.
There's nothing wrong with the Linktree redirect. What I'm saying is, if we want to be the fucking... The point...
Stray Kids podcast?
If we want to be the Stray Kids podcast, if we want to be the fucking source where people go to, where they're like, we want to fucking know about Stray Kids, we want to know everything about it, we want to know the fucking chronological order. We want to know what people are talking about. We want to know, what people are interested in. our website should be the website that they fucking go to, you know?
Wow. There are no other Stray Kids podcasts. I have looked into it, but there are several other K-pop podcasts that talk about Stray
No one
Kids,
gives a shit
but they talk
them.
about everything else.
Our podcast is the best podcast when it comes to
we
Stray
are the
Kids.
number one and only Stray Kids focused podcast. So
and I want our website to reflect that. I don't want it to just be a Linktree rewrite. I want our website to be what our the Discord is great, right? Like I think we all agree, like our community is fucking amazing. Like you are all amazing. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. You're just amazing people, and I love that, you know, that we have grown this community just on Discord. But what if it was a website also? What if the website was where people could go and be like, oh, there's a fucking website dedicated to this fandom and to this podcast and to this community? You know, and
I feel like if we did that, which I think is a good idea, it's like there's a lot of things that I feel like voting for certain apps and shit. Like every time that there's like a new comeback, people have to like make guides, and there's no like one place to go for it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like it could be cool. It could be cool. All right, well, let's think about that. And then on the next episode, it's Christmas time, baby. Woo!
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 Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Makeitstay.com. Bye-bye. 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 Good guy.